on Ancient and then the decider. Should we get there? Ence and Astralis squaring off in a semi-final, and it's going to be delivered to you via Chad and Alex.
Thank you very much, fellas. Yes, a little bit of a delay, but now ready to play. Ence and Astralis duking it out, and I'm excited to see Ancient, but Nuke is our first. Dia was brilliant for Ence in securing their spot at the Stockholm Major just yesterday. Astralis already not only into the site, but we've got a bit of a retake setup. Not only does Spinks have the one-way, he has a kit. Unfortunately, the Molotov'd off, but won't take long for it to tick on down, as does the bomb. And here we go, a full 5v5 deathmatch, Chad. It's about to get very chaotic and into the site. Good for the first. A lot of members. Dia is caught on his vent maneuver, but they are defusing right before their very eyes. No one can contest it. And what a retake out of Ence. They kept a cool head on their shoulders and immediately take their first.
That smoke, the one-way with the bomb planted for heaven, they had to play away from that, right? You can't play below it. The CTs want to use that to peer on down, so they had to be a little bit more reluctant in their post plan. Zipex was the only one in a position to contest, and he got blown on over there. So the skydive maneuver off the top rope,
all of them
looking great. And just want to give a quick shout out to Glaive, obviously the in-game leader who's taking some time off at the moment. His kid has just been born. That was announced on Twitter about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, that's some great news over there in the Astralis side of things. So if you are a fan of Astralis tuning in right now, maybe you go wish El Capitan a bit of a congratulations over there on Twitter. But we'll turn our attention back to the Counter-Strike here. And, well, at least they got the bomb down, Astralis. This Force Spy, couple of Galils, Act 10 and a Tech 9. And we've seen Astralis play a lot of Nuke here. We've seen them really temper the clock and have success. A lot of different maneuvers, but out we go again.
Yep, Toto stands and delivers a first, but Spinks is ready and waiting. Bobski still into the top side, not long though. And already Ence convert, the Force Spy falls flat. And yeah, I mean, Glaive made the right call as well.
Yeah, no, he'd be hearing his kid was born.
Well, exactly, he'd be playing a game, he'd be going into it as it was happening. I mean, he said he didn't want that to ever be an opportunity or a possibility. So good congratulations to him and Astralis, of course, managing to, operate without him. I think that was also something we credited them a lot for. They did play some brilliant Counter-Strike to secure themselves a spot here in the playoffs. We are battling into our second semi-final.
Yeah, the desk covered a lot of stuff there in that bit of field, guys. We had a bit of a tech issue. Obviously, we want to make sure everything is good with the players before we get things underway. So that's been ironed on now, and hopefully it doesn't rear its ugly head again. This will just be the light pistol upgrade here. A couple digs, P250, and some kills. Well, that's what Astralis are hoping for good measure. Snappy not going to start things off on the right foot for Zip. He's down. Org from range. Perfect weapon for the job there. Just the dispatch of these last few individuals now, and some wombo combo Counter-Strike. Flashed in, team play. And for Ence coming into this one, right? Job's already done. You've already qualified for the major. If you make it to the final here, if you beat Astralis, if you go all the way, that's the cherry on top. You're going to be more than happy with that. And I actually think that might play into their game a bit, right? They can be a little bit looser here. The expectation, well, it's already been confirmed. Yeah, and I think one of the things is Astralis, they're still one of these squads, the same as what we were talking about with Vitality. The same as what we were talking about with G2 yesterday, who are wanting to lock in the legend position. Now, I assume that thing's been cracked wide open. We'll get the desk to keep tabs on that, and we'll do the focusing on the game. Because it is still the tournament, and it still has a grand final going down tomorrow here. Hades back across, down secret, Org in hand, smoke wall, and we know how good Magisk has been. If Hades can start denying Magisk early here, that'll be a change for Astralis. They haven't been used to much resistance in Yard.
Oh, Magisk punishes Hades for not aiming for the head. Those body shots bring him low, but Magisk... Dupree actually just caught as he left the silo, his boots off the ground, and his corpse is the one to land on the main roof.
Yeah, the thing with that is you got to get your knife out so you're not jumping, right? You can actually just go off the top of silo if you have your knife out and land on top of main. Otherwise, you have to do a bit of a jump maneuver with a gun in your hand and take some damage on the fall. So that moment for Dupree, that leap of faith, that lets him know what's up. And now this one is going to slow one down, even up the score of a 4v4. You'll see Lucky throw that Molotov an awful lot here tonight, guys, towards the back of the site silo. Spinks nowhere near it on top of the hut. But the misdirection, it's paid off, and they've been able to slip their way down secret. Tasked with dealing with that might have to be Snappy from ramp. They've mollied off the vent, so it's a clear indication that they are in B.
Yeah, very loud about that, and successful as well, because the bomb now planted. Magisk has single on lock, and it was loud, so Diha gotta plan his next engagement wisely. Magisk does get caught out. The route from Diha, fantastic, and there's pressure now on that plant. Bubsky, if he just go down, which he has, Ence, knock him down with ease, no less, and that first gun round promising until they hit that retake in unison.
Yeah, I was talking about the win condition here of Magisk getting denied towards Yard. Well, he even got the opening kill. He wasn't denied that space. Now, sure, he was hemorrhaged on HP down to 8, and Doto almost immediately found that response back there, but not able to get a whole lot done here. And another player caught with knife out of Zipex there. Not the best of starts here for the Danes. And they like Nuke as well. I think the fact to see this one picked into them, they were probably licking their chops last night against G2. I think the map pool was pretty good for them here tonight. I think the same Ancient as number 2. And remember, guys, we also have that B stream going on during all of this. It is Fiend versus G2, and there's no reason Fiend can't beat G2, right? Fiend are here also playing for their major life. G2 are playing here to kind of help out. Well, FaZe in a way, and there's still a chance to get legend status, yeah, of course. Now, G2 picked Nuke into Fiend. I don't know if I'm in love with the G2 Nuke.
Ooh, yeah, and Mirage as well. We know Fiend are quite feisty on that one.
Imagine. It will be Copenhagen Flames then. We'll be taking on G2 tomorrow, and I could even see Copenhagen Flames beating G2 if that continues to trend in that direction. So, yeah.
Tweeting more sweaty gifs.
It is going to get a bit spicy for that FaZe camp. But again, the guns are out, the plant facilitating that, and huge nade to Cop right there. Magisk down to half HP.
And it's so susceptible now to any blind smoke spams should they come through, or additional.
The smoke's going to start to fade here.
Incendiary, has that bought enough time to lock him in limbo? Those are the stray bullets we were concerned about. He has got time just as they faded, coming into Snappy's realm. He's brave. He's sticking around. Good God. Actually takes one with him and does set Hades up for a collection as well. Ramp has been contested heavily. Now Magisk has perhaps slipped a little bit behind enemy lines. Doto reveals himself. That smoke will at least keep them guessing.
He's getting out.
That's naughty. Executes him. Probably a bit of a jump scare for old Doto. Still at 3-on-3 though, and that bomb plant being considered. Doors being played with to catch Magisk. What a play out of Spinks, and he's not done yet. Spots out Dupree, and it is all onto Dupree. A 1v3, can't find it. Concerned about the push. And Ence looking absolutely set for this. Great CT start. They came in with 4 AKs and an AWP into that first gunny, and well, looking fantastic.
Big smiles on the faces right here, and for the Ence roster, right, there's so many new faces in this team, so many, right, getting their opportunity now on that major stage. Dihara would probably be the most notable alongside of Snappy, who's obviously been a staple of Counter-Strike for some time now, but the new boys, Spinks, Doto, Hades, these guys, a bit of a revelation. Can't believe they got so many diamonds in the rough.
Well, credit to the organization as well with their scouting, the coach, as well as management.
That's right, Saw's new as well, right? They had Twister before, obviously he's not able to be coaching at the moment. I don't even know if he's been retained by the org. I forget which ones were kept and which ones weren't, but Spinks has opened up. Bubsky on the trade. Action going on everywhere here.
God, this is feeling quite reminiscent of how that set to the 2 second maps of our first series went.
Just getting walked all over right now.
Yeah, taking some liberties, and yeah, Diha.
Look at this, a minute 20 on the clock, he's already T-spawned.
And Bubsky, well, he might not be too long for this world. He's about to be found and deleted. You know, they've got that extra buff, Chad. That buff where you've just been told, boys, all of those things you've been working for the last few months have come and been realized. You're actually off to the major. Got about 17 days to prepare for that. And now you get a chance to not only put yourselves up a peg against Astralis, you get to do it with style and a little less pressure on your shoulders.
Ence, they are going to deny us that Astralis versus Device match, aren't they? They don't want us to have it in the grand final just yet. They want to save it for the major, right? Ence maybe are doing us all a favor in the storyline department.
And then you get the conversation as well, where Ence not only that, but they just start just inscribing a question mark next to NIP, who everyone does seem to have the sentiment that they are one of the most consistent in the last few months.
I don't know what happened to Vitality today, to be honest.
No,
right?
it really confused me.
It started really strong, and then it all just kind of collapsed. I think Overpass, with them winning both pistols and then losing the force buys and then massive buckets of rounds being piled on by NIP. That was the difference maker on the second map, but the third, it's like they weren't even in it. They didn't feel like they were in the server whatsoever. A bit of a collapse. So they can work out what those issues were, and probably a good time to have a collapse like that. Right? They're already secured in for that major now. They just need to set their sights on how they're going to play there. And we do have one player just jumping out of the server, guys. So it is Bubsky. Hopefully, it's a quick one here, and we'll update you as soon as the information does come our way. Normally, they're not as long as what they were yesterday and what they were today to kick things off. But sometimes these things happen.
I'm in the market for some gloves, Chad, and I'm not going to lie. Casting Ence yesterday, I felt like Doto's combination was probably the hottest to drop. Watch me have expensive taste, though. Whatever Doto has, they're like these kind of navy, navy, and he has it with a vanilla skeleton knife.
Okay.
They're really, it looks good. I've got a skeleton knife already, the little case hard, and I'm a cheapskate, but
okay.
I think it would match, and I like him a lot. So keep your eyes. Doto is definitely the most fashionable in my book.
I had the same gloves as Masuta. It goes with my new butterfly knife.
Oh, you do have a lovely setup.
I got very lucky with that.
Oh, yeah, I keep thinking you bought it. You straight up unboxed it.
Yeah, opened it. Live on stream as well, so that's how you know I had the streamer luck.
Look at those. Whee! And even matches his outfit. Like, it's a perfect CT regalia.
Do you think he has, like, different color gloves for the T side? Maybe something a little bit more...
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can have gloves for both sides, knives for both sides.
Look at this boy. Look, that is style points. Get the inspect animation out as well, just to appreciate it even further.
Oh, they're nading Squeaky open there. Maybe that was just to stall out any faster plays.
Yeah, it also means that if you're the lobby player, you have to be paranoid because you don't get a sound cue anymore. So Zipex, his responsibility is usually and typically that, like he's actually been dispatched back.
They're setting up these smoke walls, right? And as I was mentioning, we've seen a lot from Astralis on Nuke so far. They've been getting away with a bunch of these, and I'm trying to unravel it there. The Molotov, have to wait and see how big the gap is. Doto not sticking his neck out too far just yet. But there you go, there is a sizable gap for him to work with. They'll use a fourth smoke here.
That surely tells them that there's a commitment there. Or at least can suspect it, especially now action's been taken. And what? Doto surely spotted. Magisk will solve it. Goes for an aggressive one. You can't fault them. I mean, 6-0 up.
They're all coming, though.
Got a rotation in. And Snappy's just brought the fight straight to Astralis. There is some pace to this, and dupreeh will punish. Hades is also there and ready to actively contest. Bomb still way back at the, essentially, T-spawn. Zipex might be responsible for that. Bubsky down. Will they expect a late dupreeh? They will now.
Gotta get himself out of here. This time, it's a big issue. He's able to backpedal here towards main and going in through Squeaky at the Sphinx.
Oh, he doesn't finish it. The nade will.
Oh, the bomb's down in the vent. They have to drop after it. They
can't. dupreeh still in the yard. What's he supposed to do? There's not enough time for this, Chad. The bomb dropped down the vents, and that's the end of that. Great recovery from Ence. It was the best shot we've seen out of Astralis, certainly with the AKs equipped. But Ence are looking very set to convert, at least take the half. That's almost a certainty at this point. 7-0.
Think about how many players were dispatched here to deal with this warehouse crawl, by the way, and I want to point that out because when these smokes come up, and if you can make sure that they are crawling across towards warehouse, you can actually isolate several players. Now, it will leave gaps across the map, but it will give you an opportunity to have a number advantage on these frags, right? Okay, they've crossed, they have to be in warehouse, we can send multiple bodies after this. I think it's Ence who we've seen doing that previously in the tournament as well. So using the space that the T's are taking against them here, Doto, with the risky maneuver through, even though he died, he gave a lot of information of how many players were out, right? If he went through and it was just Magisk and maybe he was hiding, then they can know that we don't have to send so many forces towards outside. We can just keep more holding down the lobby positions of ramp and topside. But here they're able to draw more players on over, and it will be the Astralis into the half by max loss bonus short. Nade open towards that squeaky door. Magisk going to charge on through, and oh, he's been slowed down by a team nade there, I think.
He's only just, not going to get away with it. The bomb lost. Trying to get a cheeky plant. And this is really going to hinder any progress they were going to try and make on this half buy. The ramp's a good option, especially with a missed shot out of Hades. Doesn't make the same mistake twice. And looking for the no-scope, gets some style points. Spinks keeps everything under lock and key. And no issues for Ence. They've won out the half, Chad, in round 8. Yes, not a single impact yet out of the Astralis camp. Do you remember what we used to say about Astralis, Nuke?
Yeah, try and limit them to 6 rounds on the T side. So they might be doing that.
Yeah, in round 9.
They're going to be in a great place right here. So this is fantastic stuff from Ence, and they're catching up for that little bit of a delay. So I'm conscious of the schedule we have here.
Good to see Diha continuing to frag. He was looking very influential in their victory over G2.
Some fluff nades again there, just a flash not landing exactly where they wanted it. Bouncing off the wall, and the dink as well onto Lucky?
Yeah, that was pure reactions. And Hades is just collecting. It's like he's just going picking apples. He's calm.
This couldn't be easier right now for Ence. They are mauling Astralis here.
Utter lockout, utter shutdown. This was Astralis's pick.
2 players don't have a kill right now.
They've got nothing to show for it so far.
Zip and Lucky don't have a frag at this point in time.
How peculiar.
The other 3 only have 4 kills each, so 12 kills so far on the T half. Lucky, change your fate here, mate. Get some confidence going. Just a kill here. Like at this moment, if you're a player and you hit that tab key and you see that you've had no impact as far as frags, you'd love to, just for perception's sake, get a kill, right? Because at one point, it does start to hit in the back of your head, there's thousands upon thousands of people watching this here, and I don't have a kill. And I know you don't believe it, but that really can stick in players' minds. I can't believe the dink on that one right. That was a dink through the wall. Yeah. That is nuts. Doto, he's for a player we talk about probably the least on this lineup. He has some really impressive moments. Some really impressive moments, this guy. I remember when we got to talk to him as he first joined the team, we interviewed him and we're like, well, he's not like the other Finns, is he?
No,
he gave us a smile, he gave us an answer.
He's got some banter.
Well, this is banter right now. 9-0, no plant, another half by scenario. It feels like I'm a broken record from the last map.
Yeah, I mean, looking like a lost Astralis. Start putting a picture of them on the milk cartons at this point.
Did you have that in the UK, or is that an American thing, you reckon?
Definitely an American thing.
Yeah, they love that kind of stuff, don't they? Now they just get, what is it, Amber Alerts or something?
Yeah, it's just like your daily dose of anxiety.
We didn't already have enough, but here we go. Try again, back towards the top side.
Can Ence keep a clean sheet? This would be an outstanding result just to post and to, open up on a bad day. You open up the HLTV match page on a bad day just to make yourself feel good.
Now hold up a second. Natu, wake up, Natu. You're dreaming. You're dreaming, Natu. Sitting at home watching this, I think he had a bit of a hangover this morning. Now referencing long-time Counter-Strike professional and now turns... Well, I don't want to get his role wrong, but over at Ence, he's one of the big wigs, right? I don't want to get his role wrong, but Natu used to be with us on the desks. Lovely gentleman.
Used to be in the server as well. I remember casting some Natu back in the day.
Unfortunate, one of the majors I played at, or at least the qualifiers, he couldn't turn up. He was at a wedding.
Oh.
Maybe even his own.
There's Lucky, and that's his first. Spotted out one, swallows his own flash, and getting a bit flustered now, overrun.
Diha, come on, mate. Don't do him like that.
That would be mean.
Don't knife him now. The vent actually seeming like an option it is. Oh, Diha.
Why you bully me?
That's not very nice. No, it's all right. It's all in fun and games, right? The 10-0, the speed run. This is our edition.
Yeah, I mean, it is on track, Chad. We're being a bit facetious about it, but there's something in the water over here. Like, I can feel it in my bones. It just looks like Astralis. Yeah, that scarf might leave his hands soon if this half continues in the trajectory it's going. You can join the fan cams and join the conversation if you fancy. That's IEM.gg/fancam.
80.
Okay, yeah, there's some confidence. A little bit of a booster as well for Zipex, posting his second frag as Hades just throws his body towards the trophy room. And he has already dealt with the Magisk Yard threat. And not only that, Chad, he confirms he was alone.
Yeah, that's a lot of information right now. Spinks have to be careful about this now.
Can't believe he's gone for this.
Yeah, if he continues to push past the mark here, he will go down.
Him. Oh,
the flash.
The flash, and they just push in. Astralis They are going to punish maneuvers like this.
They're still going. Snappy's pushing now.
The hell are they up to? He's pulled off the equalizer. They're both there. They won't expect him. Oh, they might. They might. Zipex adjusts. Well, you said Doto's been impressive. I think he's going to struggle to keep all 3 players tracked.
As long as he doesn't make a sound cue here, it might lull them in towards this lower site, but Bubsky, he's securing the top bomb site right now. So he's just walked through, he's called it clear. Now Hart making sure there's nobody towards lob, and he should catch Doto here on the side, but Doto flicks on into it. This becomes a question mark. They're going back towards ramp, and he's read it.
He's got the read, and he's got the flash. 30 seconds, flashes them off. It's a threat, it's a threat. Oh, a lesser team would have perhaps gone down to that. Astralis, though, they hold their nerve.
Oh, wow.
Host their first.
Premonition of Doto.
Yeah, man, he's switched on. We've seen some real clutch moments out of him.
Ah, okay, well, look, remember yesterday on Dust 2 against G2, right? Ence started really well with the aggressive CT-sided maneuvers, but then it got found out, right? Then they were, I know they lost 5 in that first half, but they had to stop it.
I can call that round finding it out, right? Because we just saw them all waiting in trophy ante. They were looking for it, expecting it, and it did keep coming. Will they continue in that respect?
He has been nuts so far. He's noted now.
Get out of there, surely. He sticks around for more, the greedy goat. That'll do nicely. Using the fact that his incendiary bought enough time to know the red container swing might not be coming through.
But he called them out. He called the silo player out there. Fight me.
Yeah, I'm still here. Anything to say about that?
Inspired stuff from Ence here. D-Hart has to bide his time for 7 seconds now, and they're going to go back towards the lobby position. One player Madge is still towards Yard, but he's not worked on any ground and still has to win this fight. He will. There we go.
Well, just from some sound cues, they've got Hades rotating in to support Snappy, some nades as well. Yeah, Astralis really trying to see if Ence want to give him anything else.
They still have a bit of utility left over here. Couple mollies, smokes in play. They can stall this out, but Astralis love event dive.
Certainly do. Doto's responsibility. And Dupree walks out, loses his head. Doto needs more. It's a good timing, a good spacing from Ence. They filled the feed.
They peeled him apart.
More to come, there's nothing left. The Danes just get shattered. And immediately return to their winning ways to Ence.
They didn't even blink.
No.
Right there. Oh, yeah, okay, we're just going to lock this down and you can come on in.
This was 2 early Astralis frags, and now you can see just how it all fell apart. Snappy with the well-timed aggression. Take a look at the funds as well for Astralis. It's not ideal.
Yeah, plants have been few and far between here. Taking a look, there's only been 3 rounds that have been settled by Diffuse. That would have been the first round, and then rounds 4 and 5. And now just 1 round to note here for Astralis. That's it. That's all they have to boast. And they've used all of their timeouts. All of their timeouts have been used quite quickly here. Not going to have anything if there is a comeback on that second half. If they ever want to catch their breath, have a little bit of a breather, will have to be at the tempo of Ence. And yeah, it's hit that point of the game where we have to buy, right? And all teams hit this point where it's such a drought of rounds and the money's not there, but you decide, well, guys, we need to get something going here. So going to try their luck, going to try their hand. An AK, some Galils, a MAC-10 and a Deagle.
Sonic called the timeout. He said, boys, I want 11-4. Let's see if they can find it, manufacture it. And already, Diha continuing to voice his concerns. He always seems to find at least the one on Yard, even when the whole squad's in pursuit of it. Magix is quick about this. You can see, you know, he knows he's got to make a bit of a hero maneuver. He doesn't have a whole squad of AKs behind him. That's a lot of space and sound cues early.
Doto's on the chase here, and the bomb is down secret, so he's going to close the door on rotating back on up. The vent, that's the only way up the ladder to top right now, and the timing of Doto is everything here.
He's taking a lot of space quickly.
This is perfect for Bubsky. What?
Huh? How does he win that? Bubsky got the info first, fired first, and Doto pushing his own smoke, you madman. Okay, Ence really are rumbling Astralis, and there is still presence topside.
He's perched up.
Oh, damn, spotted out. Good catch from Lucky. That should enable a plant uncontested. And not the weapon for the job on a Heaven retake.
But the money is there, so wouldn't mind giving it a crack here. Oh, crack the skull of Hades, okay. Now we're looking at the second. Snappy, you've had some absolute magic moments lately, mate. Got anything else in store for us here?
At least the first.
Oh,
and
the second.
Lucky getting a bit red-faced after that one. Fortunately, Magisk is in the off angle. He'll save Astralis, and it was Magisk. We talked about being a hero. It leaves with 3 and a round. That pays off. The full investment from Astralis, it was a risk, but a calculated one, and it will help them close the gap, at least to a mildly competitive stead.
Yeah, that 4 almost feeling mandatory right now. Doto wants to get shot. He just hit that slightly tapped that W, sorry, not W key, would have been his A key.
That's the one.
On wider there. And I can't believe he made that shot. He made it interesting, but here we go. Astralis could get that 4 you're talking about. Need to get away with something similar here, and this time a lot of damage done early.
Will Deha actually continue to be... I want to check his opening kills after this, but he's doing it again. Hades this time steals that stat from him, but it's not to stop the contributions. More to come, and a hard shot to hit. Hades just playing safe now. He has to tuck tail. They're doing their boost. We saw them whip this one out a couple of times, and it's unlikely to pay off with Zipex so close to squeak. Oh, a flash and a push. Thought he finished it, I think. Deha this time humbled. Oh, and they do line up for Zipex. Astralis. 2 men to the good, admittedly. Lucky and Zipex are hamstrung. Here they come. Snappy, surely booked. Does take 1, can't quite transfer, and Hades and Orp. And 3 opponents. Catches a glimpse of the bomb carrier, but the trade, yeah, he just pushed himself straight into the line of fire. Call it 3.
The sound effects from Dupree there. I think as soon as an AWPer gets a kill in main and then goes to push on through the smoke, I'd be groaning like that too. They do get their 3rd. And a late resurgence is going to be fantastic going into the second half. If they convert this last one here, they'll have got 4 out of the last 5. Right, so that is a swing in momentum. That's a momentum shifter, and you had Pistol on top of that. Well, that is really going to start to compound. Winning won't be such a common feeling for Ence anymore. If they can grab this and they can make it 12-3, then all their hard work in this first half, it'll be justified, and they'll be feeling like they can close this one out. The money was there, plenty of cash. They built themselves more than a buffer. Deha's opening kills, it hasn't been that impressive. It's only 2 for 1 so far. Spinks is actually 3-0, but he has been rumbling them in yards. So opening kills, everybody on Ence has found at least 1. So that's a real positive. Taking a quick B-Stream update as well, just for those of you keeping your eye on that game. 12-7 in favor of G2 now. They're back in the lead.
Oh, an aggression. It doesn't stop.
Maybe it should have.
Yeah, perhaps, but this time Deha does best Magisk. He's definitely ahead in that head-to-head. Oh, they're not stopping for anyone. Hades pushing the trophy room for the pair, and that is surely 12. Lucky. Dismounts the silo, working yard. Deha's long gone.
I'm frustrated for Astralis, right? Like, they're the ones who are getting bullied right now. They're the ones who are just getting pushed and not being given the room and respect that they think they deserve.
There has been an upswing of seeing aggressive CTs throughout this whole tournament. I don't know whether that's due to discrepancies in motivations or whatever it may be, or maybe we start looking at the fact that it does synchronize with the M4 update. I don't know. They're just throwing bodies into the mix. Lucky posting his first, and that will be it. A 12-3.
Impressed?
It'd have to be a spectacular sequence of individuals showing up. As I was talking about just prior to that break, the individuals of Astralis have all just been kept very, very honest. You can see the kill spread there on the right-hand side of your screen. Zipex has got himself with the perfect setup for any top antics.
So does Snappy, though. He's got the Tech 9 out here. He's actually been dropped that. So his teammates have so much faith in his Tech 9, they're willing to listen to the in-game leader on this one.
D's got to catch a timing on this. Nice turn flash, but D has strikes, distracts, Zipex survives just long enough, and Ence surely collect 4 in quick succession. Only the single man is Magisk. It's not going to be a Heavenside plant as well, makes the after plan a whole lot safer.
This is beautiful. They just melted that topside defense. Those 4 kills couldn't have come easier. Everybody hitting their shots. The flight paths were perfect. The first domino falls. The rest crumble around it here. And Magisk with a HE and a flash. I think that's all he's going to walk away from with this here. It's just, what's the point? What, you're going to win a 1-on-5 right now without a kit. There's no way in. Half the players here are still on more than 50% HP. And he's just looking for any consolation frags on the way out the door. Astralis being dismantled here today on map number 1. Remember, Ancient coming up as map number 2. And it was a clean sweep. Everybody staying alive.
Diha did so well getting away from Zip. Like, it's great that he's taken the engagement because his teammates are striking, right? But he manages to not only that survive, but distract. Yeah, the round just fell perfectly into place. You talk about flight paths, every single one of those players finding the player they were searching for. Nice drawing.
Interesting little gang we got out there as the Ence fans. Obviously, they're an international squad now.
Got more global appeal.
Yeah, indeed, and they hopefully still retain a little bit there with the Finns. I'm not sure if Havu's taken all of that away from them just yet.
No, I'm sure there is still a whole lot of Finnish Ents fans. They got the jersey, they got Doto, and of course they have the organization itself.
Oh, Diha, is he going to clear close vent here? Ooh, doesn't even get a chance. Bubsky, he swings out first, and a number disadvantage, all right. This would be one way to get the engines revved up over for Astralis. Squeaky smoked off again now, and well, 3 players on the top site, 1 in the vent, and that scout of Lucky. So ramp is currently the open access. Is that enough information right now to dissuade Snappy from hitting this site? They've actually brought them up the vent and stacked the top site here completely. So Astralis are battening down the hatches, and as Util is now light on, Ents are going to have to trade in their favor here.
Well, it indicates the top commit. Sound cues are heard, some blood is drawn. Snappy's low and tries to confirm further. The MAC-10s are still filling.
25 seconds.
Yeah, but they got the bomb down there, and oh, Doto.
5 HP, still find an impact.
And his responsibility was, it's heavy. Like, he's holding the vent rotate. He's going to have to concede it now, so I'll make it clear to the teammates that there is a gap.
Oh, he's even dropped further back. That forced Zipex in for the chase. Now he doesn't know where Doto's gone. He starts to reaggress here.
He's looking for him.
He's just melted almost 50% of this bomb timer down.
If he gets it.
Oh, Doto, you're a menace. A big brain on this guy right here.
He went out of lobby
and came back
and then came back for the vent rotator late.
Okay, well, some next level stuff here from Ence. That's 14, guys, and 15 should swiftly follow right now. Astralis, they can force buy again, or they can take the save and then go for the gun round in the next. Either way, it's a horrible choice to make. And it's the day of one-sided games.
Nice to see Zeus in the server.
Shout out.
Shout out one time.
Well, Olaf is waiting for that G2 game to...
True, man. That is a tough one as well. That he's done everything he can. He wants to go back to the major. It hinges on something else, and well, this one's not gone too far.
It is 13-10. So just 3 more rounds for G2 to pick up that first map.
I think that's what he's watching right now. 80's going for the knife, and he gets Zeus.
Now.
There's an AK in play. Careful, fellas.
Don't taunt the beast.
Yeah,
There's still another map to go.
Don't awaken too much into Ancient. Oh, Ancient. Ence's pick. Okay, that's going to be a lot of fun. Ancient is our second. That was Ence's pick as well. So Astralis' Nuke looking very weak at the knees.
This is in the head-to-head where last time round in EPL Season 14 between these two teams, Glaive was playing then, right? That's before we had Zipex back in the server. Ence 2-0'd them, right? They beat them on Ancient 16-9 and they beat them on Nuke 16-11. So they're going to make life a little bit easier for themselves on Nuke here. And Ancient looked good for them last time, so...
Yeah, combination of bullets and flame. Does give him an advantage, courtesy of Dupree. Late yard smokes, and Magisk is going to be tucked in on that warehouse, so anyone that tries any funny business towards that main position, well, he won't get much info from that, actually, and Spink's making it clear and apparent that there is still going to be players in that lobby. Oh, and D has surely dead. No. Oh, he spots his toes, does convert what he started, so 2 to the good for Astralis. And Hades, what are you up to? He's actually got a lovely gap on that. If Magisk tries to cross back, he will go down. 3v5, though. And his shot out of Lucky, and he surges forward. He's anticipating that. My God. That could have been quite the equalizer.
Not going to be easy to win here. Now, they've bought the space, right? That presence alone has forced Lucky to drop down in towards the site. Now, if they can make their way up heaven, the player that they have to deal with in the site is Dupree.
They could be low site. I guess that's where Zip's slowly maneuvering now. Okay. Bomb on Snappy. They've got hell going for heaven. The T's dropped the one way at 18 seconds. 2 on the site to contend with. And Molly looks like it's just shy of the mark, pushing in. Does clear out the vents, nearly. Holding on, though, is Dupree. And Astralis spinks to go down to his own Molotov, no less. And play is extended by Astralis, but they did have to work for that in the end.
Yeah, and they did lose a lot in all of that, right? So even though they weren't able to secure the round here, Ence, they've teed themselves up on a fantastic little pedestal to knock this one out of the park. See, Bubsky in this next round of play is going to have to buy into something a little bit less glamorous. It's going to be the Alligator, the auto shotgun for him, the XM.
How dare you? Less glamorous. There's,
you know,
pumping him full of lead.
The skins aren't as nice. The skins aren't as nice, all right? That's all I'm saying.
All right.
All it's going to take is just
one call.
Yeah, and just one slip up from Astralis, like a gap to be presented, somebody to miss an opening kill.
Understandably, you'll see Ence take a very standard start. They don't want to be caught out by any funny business, any CT aggression. This is what Doto is trying to be aware of, and he's got his head on a swivel because it is always possible to be caught by a timing, especially when he's sitting there throwing nades. It could be a cue to push that trophy room, but he is giving them that top site util. There's the cross court. D head down, and Lucky does avert his gaze before the cross is complete. Now Snappy's taking that bomb down lower. Zipex has responded early. Is he just going to walk towards that single? He could certainly cause a problem should he find Zip. He's actually going for a plant. Zip should just punish this. He hears this.
What's going to happen, dude? What?
Zip surely got...
What?
The bomb's down.
Where's the rest of the team?
How do they...
They can't, how are they going to win the round like this?
I'm not so sure. I mean,
well, Zip can't push in. He has to wait for his team, but the rotations are all locked off.
They missed the single.
So the rotation's Doto!
Doto again punishing. Spanks the bottom of Dupree.
Snappy's not looking.
Snappy does go down. They are close to that bomb. Hades' responsibility is planted single. Good shot from Hades, at least contributing.
No one's defusing.
No one's on it. He leaps into it for another. Doto with impact. Lucky to clutch. Doesn't have anything to say. And there's your 16. That is a weird one. Snappy pulls magic out of the hat with that one. He was solo on the site for the plant. They convert. 16-4. Ence